We'll call the meeting to order of the Berks County Board of Commissioners. I'm Commissioner Christian Leinbach. Today is October the 23rd. We're both in person and online. We're online via Microsoft Teams Town Hall as well as BCTV. We'll call the meeting to order, beginning with a moment of silence, followed by a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll recognize Veronica Lepore, my executive assistant, to read the public comment notice.
Good morning. Thank you. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Are there any additions or corrections for the October 9th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We had two executive sessions since our last meeting. One on October 14th dealing with personnel, another on October the 15th dealing with real estate, personnel, and litigation. Do we have any public comment on specific agenda items? I know there's nothing online, nothing in person. We do have a presentation from Jay Ostrich, a director of our Berks County Department of Veterans Affairs. But before I have him come up here related to the Department of Veteran Affairs, I want to share something, and you're aware of this, that I received. I think all three commissioners received yesterday in our general email. This individual starts out, "I'm just at a loss for words. My VA representative, Will Tobin, is a gift to our community. I went in because of hearing loss and not knowing or believing that the VA could do anything at all. I was encouraged by my spouse to just go see what happens. Lesson, men, when your spouse has an idea, listen." So during my meeting, Will overheard me share with my spouse that another veteran had a similar type of cancer that I had been diagnosed with prior. Long story shortened, because of Will and his actions, dedication, abilities, and skill set, I am receiving benefits and compensation and care beyond my wildest dreams. An open mind because my beautiful wife encouraged me to see. Because Will is awesome at what he does, this veteran's life and this veteran's life has been changed in the best way. Sincerely, Steve Elliott. Just really great. RVA, they've been hitting it out of the park. We're going to hear in a minute from our VA director, but the team over there is just a great team. And what they care about more than anything else are Berks County veterans and what they can do to help them. Yesterday, they were able to present a Bronze Star to a Vietnam veteran who was entitled to it, and because of our department, ultimately received that while he was still alive, Charlie Ziegler. You've been involved in so many different things, but I thought it's fitting to start out as you step forward to present the inductees for the 2025 Berks County Military Hall of Fame. Jay.
Morning, Commissioners, and thank you for the kind words.
Good morning.
To start out, sorry, I'll make sure I get this on.
There
we
you go.
There you go. Well, good morning, Commissioners. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Jay Ostrich. I'm Director of Berks County's Veterans Affairs. And recently, it's my absolute privilege to have been able to convene a board of veterans with more than 120 years of uniform service to our nation to consider 7 nominees for the Berks County Military Hall of Fame. Today is my distinctive privilege to ask the Commissioners to ratify and enshrine these 7 more members to the Berks County Hall of Fame. For their introduction to you, I will read excerpts and anecdotes of their distinguished service and their heroism. But for the first nominee, I respectfully ask that you ask yourselves a question. What will you do with your lives over the next 28 days? And here's why. First nominee is Private First Class Lawrence James Deisher, United States Army, Vietnam War. He was born 9 July 1947. He died in 9 June 1966. In June of 1966, at the age of 19 years old and just 28 days in country in Vietnam, Private Deisher was posthumously awarded the Silver Star for unparalleled bravery and tactical prowess, which resulted in the neutralization of an enemy threat. His unit was in a combat operation near Dak To when his squad was engaged by a numerically superior enemy. While exposed to withering enemy fire, PFC Deisher was able to dispose of 2 enemy insurgents. Not done yet, he continued his suppressive fire, allowing his squad to reposition into a more defensible area. With complete disregard for his own safety, he assaulted forward within 15 meters of an enemy machine gun. There he disposed of 2 more enemies with a well-placed grenade. He was mortally wounded by a burst of enemy machine gun fire, 28 days in the country. Private First Class William W. Weitzel, USMC, Korean War. Awarded the Silver Star for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity while serving as an automatic rifleman with Company G, 3rd Battalion, 1st Marine Division. Private First Class Weitzel, during a 6-man recon patrol, was met with a company-sized attack. Very outnumbered, painfully wounded during the initial engagement, he continued to deliver devastating and accurate fire to assist with the withdrawal of the patrol to a nearby outpost. After clearing a path through the protective wire, he carried a wounded Marine to a friendly trench and then continued to deliver suppressive fire. After his weapon became inoperative, he then engaged in hand-to-hand combat to protect his wounded comrade. After the enemy had withdrawn, he refused medical aid and walked to the main resistance and walked to get himself to the other casualties so they could be carried onto stretchers. Specialist 4, Ken L. Wonder, Army, Vietnam. Specialist Kenneth Wonder served in the U.S. Army from 3 July 1968 until his honorable discharge on 1 January 1974. During that time, he served 2 tours in Vietnam. When he came back home, he noticed a shortage of resources and camaraderie here in Berks County. So in 1980, Mr. Wonder became an advocate for veterans in our area. He first started a veteran suicide hotline right from his home at his own expense. The first hotline in Berks County to address the veteran suicide and PTSD issue. Now in 1983, he and his wife Marcella started Chapter 131 of the Vietnam Veterans of America. He was then the first delegate sent to the National Convention in 1983. And at that convention, he received certification for Chapter 131, where he served later as president of 131 here in the Reading Berks chapter for 5 years. But he wasn't done yet. The chapter that he had started with just 25 members is now thriving as the largest veterans community here in Berks County. It has more than 250 members. Just an incredible and selfless job by Mr. Wonder. Lance Corporal Larry D. Hoke, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam. Posthumously awarded the Silver Star for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action while serving as a squad leader and Company G, 2nd Battalion, 1st Marines, 1st Marine Division, with combat operations all throughout Vietnam. On May 5th, 1967, the platoon was preparing a night defensive position when his Marines came under ground attack by a North Vietnamese platoon, which directed the main assault at Corporal Hoke's sector, with complete disregard to his own safety. Lance Corporal Hoke moved from one Marine position to the other, controlling and directing his squad's fire. As the NVA withdrew, they directed the enemy drew intense mortar fire against his Marines' position to cover the retreat. Corporal Hoke was seriously injured during the mortar attack, and when he saw his assistant squad leader exposed to the mortar attack, he threw the Marine to the ground and covered him to shield him from more mortar fragments. While engaged in this action, Corporal Hoke was mortally wounded by the mortar fire. His heroic actions saved the life of his fellow Marine. Tech 5, Arnold O. Blattle, United States Army, World War II. Tech 5, Arnold Blattle was assigned as a tank driver to Company A, and what a journey he had. They landed on Omaha Beach on 11 June 1944, and they got right into it. The official record of Omaha reports that, quote, the tanks were leading a hard life. And then according to a 2nd Battalion commander, the tanks saved the day. His words, quote, they shot the hell out of the Germans and they got the hell shot out of them. But they weren't done, neither was Blattle. He subsequently saw action in northern France, the Ardennes, Rhineland, and Central Europe campaigns. His unit was heavily involved in the advance into Germany, crossing the Rhine River, the relief of Bastogne, the capture of Cologne, and liberating 2 concentration camps. In 231 days in combat, his parent unit, the 3rd Armored Division, lost 2,650 men, with another 7,331 wounded. 632 of those Sherman tanks were destroyed, more than any other American armored unit. Staff Sergeant Richard J. Paulsgrove, United States Army, World War II. Staff Sergeant Paulsgrove served in World War II as a heavy mortar crewman. He fought in Algeria, France, Morocco, Tunisia, and Sicily before landing in the second wave on Omaha Beach. Once on the European continent, he fought in Normandy, northern France, and the Rhineland, Ardennes, and Central Europe campaigns. He was awarded a Bronze Star with V device for his heroic actions in connection with enemy actions in the vicinity of Heistern, Germany on 22 November 1944. When his mortar section's ammo were expended, he drove along an exposed road vulnerable to intense enemy artillery fire just to replenish everyone else's supplies. After his honorable discharge from the Army, he then joined the Pennsylvania Air National Guard. In 1980, after a career of service since 1942, then Master Sergeant Paulsgrove retired with nearly 37 years of military experience. And finally, but not least at all, Colonel Edward Zaglenski, United States Army, Vietnam. Awarded the Bronze Star Medal with V device and a Silver Star for his actions in Vietnam. The Silver Star was awarded to him for gallantry in action on 30 November 1968. While serving as a platoon leader with Company C, 1st Battalion, 27th Infantry on a recon in-force operation, elements of this unit encountered a numerically superior enemy force. In the initial exchange of fire, the unit sustained several casualties, which included a platoon leader and a point squad leader. Immediately, First Lieutenant Zaglenski maneuvered his platoon into position which he could direct fire from both platoons. With complete disregard of his own safety, First Lieutenant Zaglenski organized and led a carrying party to evacuate his fellow soldiers. When the enemy attempted to outflank his element, he shifted his unit to suppress the attack. Awarding the Bronze Star came from actions on 7 March 1969 for actions under fire at Fire Base Mahone 2. Again, he exposed himself to hostile enemy fire in a bunker, ensuring his men were amply supplied with ammunition. Commissioners, I am privileged and proud to submit to you the class of 2025 for the Berks County Military Hall of Fame and ask that you ratify these nominations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jay. This is an annual event where we honor those veterans that have gone above and beyond their call of duty to put their lives in jeopardy, and in some cases, as you noted, giving their lives in exchange for the lives of their comrades. Former Commissioner Kevin Barnhart had as much to do with starting this as anyone. Appreciate that effort. It has grown significantly since the early days. What we will do shortly, I will ask for a motion to approve these nominees. And then on, is it November 8th?
Yes, sir.
November the 8th at the Veterans Appreciation Dinner Dance, there will be a formal ceremony where these individuals and or their representatives will be recognized and the actual induction will take place. So at this time, I'll accept a motion.
I would be honored to make a motion to approve the nominations for the 2025 nominees to be inducted into the Berks County Military Hall of Fame. And with thanks to Jay and his team for bringing them together.
Mr. Chairman, I proudly second that motion.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Just briefly, I just want to congratulate you, Jay, for all the hard work that you do with our veterans and for this particular ceremony today. It's really heartwarming to hear the stories of these 7 men, and they so justly deserve to be inducted into our Hall of Fame. And thank you for what you've done, and thank these gentlemen for making this country the greatest country on the face of the earth.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Also, again, I'd like to thank Jay and his team for the work they did and continue to do with all of our veterans here in Berks County. Just recently, we've had ceremonies for 2 veterans that one received the Bronze Star that was due to him, and the other received a bracelet from France.
Yes, sir.
As well. So they go above and beyond the work that they need to do. And so thank you. That just like Charles, who received the Bronze Star, who was there for one job, but went above and beyond and did another job that he wasn't there to do, but needed to get done. So I appreciate you and your team doing the same thing as well. And I'd like to congratulate those awardees and the family members as well that will be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I think it's important for the public to understand that there is actually not a mandate for counties to provide veterans services, or I believe to even have a veterans department. Berks County not only has a Veterans Affairs Department, I believe it's one of the best you'll find in the entire country. Definitely, when you look at the results of what we do and what that team, your team does, there's no question about the service to our veterans community. So thank you. And again, public, if you have an opportunity, you know a veteran, encourage them, if they've never been there, to contact our Veterans Affairs Office to stop by to find out. They might be entitled to benefits that they've earned as a veteran that they don't know anything about. The example we just gave is a great example where a spouse said, come on, just go and check it out. And Steve Elliott was that veteran. As he noted, he was just absolutely blown away. He didn't really expect anything. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. If I may, sir,
Sure.
I was prompted to just continue to remind people that we are holding a Vetsgiving event from
Yes.
here through November 14th. And we've been very blessed to be able to put up collection centers for our most vulnerable veterans who are living on the margins. And sadly, there are quite a few. We're collecting canned goods. Those are non-perishable cans. Proteins are very well needed by our veterans here. I think we can all agree that no veteran in our county should go hungry or wonder where they're going to get their next meal. And so we have collection centers here in services building here. We have it on South Campus and at the Agriculture Center. And of course, they can visit 20 Commerce Drive at the Etchberger Veterans Center to drop off any canned goods, and winter clothing is very much needed as well. So thank you again for the time.
Thank you very much, Jay. Moving into our agenda,
We didn't vote on that.
oh, did we not vote on that? I got sidetracked.
Why Cody's here.
Yes, we have multiple people keeping me on the straight and narrow. The motion before us is to approve the 7 inductees into the 2025 Berks County Military Hall of Fame. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Thank you. Item 1, authorizing under that budget, adopt a resolution authorizing 2025 budget transfers in the amount of $1,970,317 and 2025 appropriations in the amount of $847,679 per listing dated October the 17th of 25. We have 2 items listed under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the promotion of Colin McGee from Law Clerk 1, Court Administration to Assistant District Attorney 1 in the DA's office. Item 2, authorize the promotion of Heather Stevens from Fiscal Coordinator, Facilities and Operations to Fiscal Manager in Juvenile Probation. We have a couple of items listed under purchasing. Item A, I'm going to read it, but I have George Rodriguez here, our purchasing director, to explain it. And you'll see why in a minute. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the establishment of a micro purchase threshold higher than the federal threshold established in the federal acquisition regulations in accordance with the Code of Federal Regulations. This resolution shall serve as the county's self-certification to establish a micro purchase threshold of $50,000. This threshold shall only be applicable in such cases that procurement of required goods and/or services under the county code for third-class counties has a higher purchase threshold than the amount identified under another section, or has no threshold, i.e., those purchase of goods or services considered to be exempt under code. This self-certification is being established for a 1-year term and shall be effective October 23rd, 2025. Property, goods, and/or services purchased utilizing federal funds shall continue to follow the greater, more stringent of the following requirements, and the code is noted, referenced as uniform guidance. I read that a couple of times, and I decided, since I didn't understand what I was reading, I was almost certain that the public wouldn't, and reached out to George. He did explain it, but I thought it's appropriate to have George go ahead and explain what this resolution is.
Good morning, Commissioners, and thank you for taking this resolution under consideration. Apologies for all the government ease in that language. It unfortunately makes it as clear as dirt. But what we're doing, the county has had this micro purchase threshold policy for a number of years, and each year we just need to recertify. So what this is, this gives us some flexibility in the event where we need to make what may be a timely purchase that wouldn't necessarily warrant an emergency declaration. to be able to give us that flexibility to go and make that purchase, as long as it is still within county purchasing code requirements. It would involve dialogue and discussion with the solicitor's office and documentation to ensure that we are following proper requirements. But it's basically a good tool in the tool shed to have in the event there were a situation that would come up that would require us to use it.
Great. Thank you very much, George. Any questions from my colleagues? Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing a recommendation to award and further authorizing the Director of Contracts and Procurement to execute one contract resulting from an invitation to bid for guide rail and maintenance project for a portion of County Welfare Road as identified herein. It goes to the Minichi Inc. From DuPont, Pennsylvania, total bid not to exceed $94,000. And then there's a chart here. I'm not going to read the chart, breaking all of the base bid details out. There are quite a number of items listed under the commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Larry Kale, Fleetwood, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Conservation District as a farmer director for a 3-year term expiring on December 31st of 28. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of David Bean, Reading, PA, to the Berks County Conservation District as a public director for a 3-year term expiring on December 31st of 2028. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Piper Sherburne, Albertus, Pennsylvania, excuse me, to the Berks County Conservation District as a public director for a 3-year term expiring on December 31st of 2028. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of myself, Hamburg, Pennsylvania, to Berks County Conservation District as Commissioner Director for a 1-year term expiring on December 31st of 2026. Just noting commissioners' terms in the law are always 1-year terms. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing Jane Meeks, Executive Director of the Berks County Solid Waste Authorities, to submit the pre-application document for the Household Hazardous Waste Education Grant covering the 26-27 education costs for hazardous waste and electronic recycling programs. This resolution shall further authorize the Chief Operations Officer, or in his absence, the Deputy Chief Operations Officer, to execute all documents and agreements necessary to facilitate and assist in obtaining the requested grant. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the amended Mount Penn Preserve Partnership Council of Governments Articles of Agreement. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing Kevin S. Barnhart, Chief Operations Officer, to execute the 25 Gilmore Henney Community Fund Grant Agreement between the County of Berks and the Berks County Community Foundation for the Berks County Parks and Rec Department Parks PACS projects. This resolution shall further authorize the Chief Operations Officer, or in his absence, the Deputy Chief Operations Officer, to execute all documents and agreements necessary to facilitate and assist in obtaining the requested grant. I'm going to have our Berks County Treasurer address the next 4 resolutions. They all have to do with identifying banking or investment changes. And I thought, since he's a regular here, it would be a good opportunity for him to explain what each of these are about.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Item H, the bingos and small games of chance account is used because we're opening up a new electronic account that we can start taking fees electronically. So it needs to be a separate account to handle that situation for bingo and small games of chance. And the next 2, item I and J, are for the DA, the district attorney, to open up an interest-bearing account The controller recommended that the DA put special funds, the grant sharing funds and the Treasury Equitable Sharing Grant into a account that creates a, higher
Mhm.
interest rate. And that's going to be done through Pliget, which is going to be taken care of through us also. The last one, the letter K, the assessment electronic, that's another fee that the assessment is going to start taking online. And they need a special account for that also. So this is all done in the betterment of the county. We're moving forward in the electronic age and getting more interest rates for the taxpayers of the county.
Great job. Thank you very much, Mitch. Continuing on, item L, adopt a resolution rescinding resolution number 154, 2002. This resolution shall further authorize the county treasurer to assess a $50 fee against any person or entity that writes a check to the county of Berks that is returned to the county due to insufficient funds. Item M, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the EHD Risk Control Service Agreement renewal effective January 1 of 26 through December 31st of 26. Item N, adopt a resolution amending resolution 306-2025 to correct the effective date and to correct the ending date of the appointment of Kimberly Schneider, Reading, PA, to the Workforce Development Board from October 12th of 2025 to November 1st of 2025, and to fill the unexpired term ending from June 30th of 26 to June 30th of 27. Item O, adopt a resolution amending resolution number 307-2025 to correct the effective date and to correct the ending date of the appointment of Dr. Rada Piatti. I don't know why it's so hard to say that, but Reading, Pennsylvania, to the Workforce Development Board from November 1st, 2025 to October 20th of 2025, and to fill an unexpired term ending from June 30th of 27 to June 30th of 26. Item P, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for the Colebrookdale Railroad Preservation Trust application to the Transportation Alternative Set-Aside Program to complete safety and mobility improvements to the Boyertown Yard area. Item Q, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for the Berks County Redevelopment Authority's application to the Rail Transportation Assistance Program to complete critical safety and capacity upgrades to the Colebrookdale Railroad in Berks and Montgomery counties in the amount of $2,660,000. Item R, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for the Colebrookdale Railroad Preservation Trust application to local share account to complete critical safety and capacity upgrades to the Colebrookdale Railroad in Berks and Montgomery counties in the amount of up to $100,000. Item S, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for the Colebrookdale Railroad Preservation Trust application to Transportation Alternative Set-Aside Program to complete safety and mobility improvements to Pottstown Steel River Station and surrounding tourism and recreation district. Item T, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for the Berks County Redevelopment Authority's application to the Redevelopment Assistance Capital Program to complete critical safety and capacity upgrades to the Colebrookdale Railroad in Berks County and Montgomery counties in an amount of up to $4 million. And item U, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the third amendment to County Agreement SRA 185329-16 between the County of Berks and the Berks County Redevelopment Authority. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated October the 20th of 2025. There are a total of 15 contracts, one with the Area Agency on Aging, one with assessment, one with the Berks County Youth Shelter, 6 with Career Link, 1 with Children and Youth Services, 1 with the Department of Emergency Services, one with facilities and operations, two with mental health and developmental disabilities, and one with purchasing. And item 4, a motion to authorize the execution of payments and electronic transfers for the week ending October 24 of 25.
Just want to confirm if now's the time, I will be making the motion, but I have, just want to disclose I have conflicts in the contract agenda, item number 5 for Tech Central and item number 13 for the council chemical abuse. I did let our chief clerk know in writing about those conflicts. My wife sits on the board of the Tech Central, Berks County, it's item number 5. I know it by Tech Central.
Yep.
And on item number 13, the council chemical abuse, I am the co-chair for the SOS Berks, which is part of the council chemical abuse. So I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented. And again, I will not be voting on those 2 items.
Second.
So that'll be 2 abstentions.
2 abstentions, yes.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. With that, we are at our reports from our treasurer and controller. We'll begin with our Berks County treasurer, Mitch Darkworth.
Thank you, Commissioner. Today, we have an opening balance of $247,825,055.07. We have a balance to clear of $4,492,882.16, leaving us with a balance of $243,332,172.91. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now to our Berks County Controller, Joe Rutterow with the Controller's Report. Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just going to do a little house cleaning for the week ending 10/17/2025. We had a total accounts payable of $4,136,031.88. And we had a total tax collector payroll of $12,374.12 for a total cash disbursement of $4,148,406. That was for the week ending October the 17th. For the week ending 10/24/2025, we have a total accounts payable of $15,224,517.79. We have a total employee payroll of $5,407,079.57 for a total cash disbursement of $20,631,597.36. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. Earlier this week, Joe and I had a brief discussion about the continuing budget impasse in Harrisburg. The issue is pretty much at a crisis level right now, and I'm going to let Joe share some more. But last evening, I got a text from our executive director, Kyle Kopko. He's actually in Concord, New Hampshire, with the National Association of Counties and other state executive directors, along with Matt Chase, our executive director. Other states are kind of stunned at what's going on in Pennsylvania. So I think some people may think, this is just politics and so forth. No, it isn't. This isn't happening across the country in other states. I'm not going to say it has never happened. Obviously it has, but this is absolutely insane. It's unacceptable. And everybody's pointing the finger at everyone else. I'm not going to get into the details, but the Pennsylvania State Association of County Controllers has released a statement. Joe, if you want to go ahead and share that, and also share some of what your association has told you about counties already borrowing money. And I think Westmoreland County actually laying off employees.
Right, furlough people. Yeah, the issue obviously, we've been dealing with a state budget impasse since June 30th. Next week will be 4 months. And to add on top of that, now we have a federal shutdown. And, I think a lot of the issues are that, the taxpayers fund all levels of government. Obviously, the federal usually takes most of our money, the state second, locals usually the least amount. But we all depend on the county, especially the county level, and the school districts and the municipalities depend on that funding to pass through. And so obviously this is really starting to have a huge impact. And I think, Commissioner, to your point, Pennsylvania is getting the double whammy here. The frustration has been too that it doesn't seem that there's been a lot of media attention on this. There's some, and I give credit to Channel 69, Berks, for running what the Controllers Association has released. And if you'd like, I mean, I can read this if you want me to
go
put
ahead.
it in my comments.
And will hand it to our chief clerk,
To
if
put
it's
into the
okay with my
minutes.
colleagues, to have it read into the record.
Okay. This was a press release that was issued last Friday. And as I said, Channel 69 did pick up on it and did mention it. A lot of the other local media did not seem to grab onto it. Maybe because it's the Controllers Association, I'm not sure. But I know that your association and a lot of the other state associations are really trying to get the message out. And really that's what the intent of this is here. So today, the Pennsylvania State Association of County Controllers released a statement regarding the growing crisis caused by the delay in the state budget. The amount of funding provided by the state varies by county, but with a nearly 4-month delay, counties are being forced to cut services, delay payments, and consider staff layoffs. They are rapidly depleting reserve funds. They're incurring steep interest costs to maintain essential services such as child welfare, behavioral health, housing, public safety. Some counties are facing borrowing costs in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even counties that have a sufficient reserve are losing interest earnings on those diminished funds. Many counties have implemented hiring freezes, spending freezes, travel bans. Some have already begun layoffs. Counties that haven't started borrowing money are at least researching those options. The cost will ultimately be passed on to the local taxpayer. Counties, school district, and other municipalities are facing the same degree of in critical services, facing the same decrease in critical services. The Pennsylvania State Association of County Controllers urges the General Assembly to resolve the impasse and provide immediate relief. We are urging lawmakers to consider long-term reforms that would reduce impasses in the future and future delays. That was from the Pennsylvania State Association of County Controllers. And as I said, we have Berks is a county of the third class. We have other counties in the Commonwealth of the fourth, the fifth, and a lot of them are laying people off now. We have a conference that was scheduled in November. Many are not coming. They can't come. Many have asked for refunds just because those counties are out of the money that they depend on from the pass-through of the state and now the federal as well. So thank you for allowing me to read that in. And I know that a lot of the other state associations are equally concerned. We would hope that our elected officials in those roles will realize that this is the time where leadership is very important in trying to resolve issues. And really, we're asking that they come to the take action to offer the relief necessary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank your leadership of your association for standing not just with Berks County, but with counties across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We appreciate that very much. And I think the sentiments in the letter or in the statement are virtually the same sentiments that we have shared prior. It's just ours was a little bit earlier. So some of the layoff issues were not staring counties in the face. We are not in that situation at this point in time. However, be very clear, no county is strong enough to go indefinitely without serious impacts. And this just isn't an acceptable way to run ship. So hopefully they will get things together and hash out an agreement.
Yeah, and I just to point out to your point, I mean, thank goodness that Berks County has been as fiscally responsible as it has. And these are the reasons why, because all of this tends to be cyclical in nature. So, it's maybe been a long time since we've ever had a federal and state impasse, but these are what you prepare for in case that happens. But to your point, the money will run dry at some point, depending on how long this goes on. And that's not good for anybody's community.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Any comments, my colleagues?
Just want to add to that, just recently in York County, the York County Clerk of Courts, the Register of Wills, and the Clerk of Orphans Court announced that they will be halting the payments of monies that they collect through the county for the state. They will be halting them until the state passes a budget. They're saying that the state can't be responsible with the funds that they have. They're not going to be sending any future money to the state until it gets resolved. They will be putting the money in an escrow account. Hopefully that money will earn interest in the escrow account, which the county will stay with, because the county, according to this, York County is losing, I believe it said $10 million in here, some cost of $10 million per month to cover their human services programs. And what happened is these monies normally come out of reserves that the counties have, which we count on the interest from those for a budget, but we don't receive. So just wanted to make everyone aware of that. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I would just very briefly add, I know we might sound like a broken record, but we encourage our legislators and the leadership in Harrisburg, both Democrat and Republican, because it is a split legislature. It's one of two in the country, that one party does not control the legislative branch and the executive branch, but that's not an excuse for having a budget to get this late. We're at a critical stage. It seems to be very quiet in Harrisburg. Haven't heard anything lately. Hopefully that changes. Things tend to move quickly when someone reaches out. So I certainly encourage, having been there, not in the room anymore, but hopefully they're discussing, leadership is discussing ways to get this thing resolved. It's that coupled with what's happening in Washington is causing a lot of grief for a lot of us at the local level.
Without a doubt. With that, we'll move to a report of our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. Earlier in the presentation with Jay Ostrich and the Berks County Military Hall of Fame, you recognized my role to play in initiating that. I would be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge Larry Cohen, who was a retired Air Force officer, Rosie Blair, who was our office support person at the time at the VA, as well as Janice King, our Veterans Affairs Director. So we pulled together a team and really recognized the needs for Military Hall of Fame and presented to the commissioners probably 15 or 16 years ago.
Yep.
And since then, it's really blossomed into something pretty fabulous. So thank you for that acknowledgement. But I
Without
wanted
a
to make
doubt.
sure everyone else was recognized as well.
Yeah, originally, if you go out in the lobby, there are pictures on both walls. Those are from the first and second year, I think, of nominees. That's how, it was very rudimentary
Right.
in the beginning and has grown significantly. So thank you for recognizing those additional folks.
Larry's handiwork, Larry
Yep.
Cohen's
Larry Cohen.
handiwork. Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, we'll move to commissioners' reports and we'll begin with Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. I will try to be brief as we have an 11 o'clock elections board meeting. But do want to congratulate Charles Ziegler for his Bronze Star Medal. We already spoke about that, so I'll just leave it at congratulating Charlie for that and the great work that our VA team did in getting that for him. Today, there is a Career Link Fall Job Fair from 1 to 5 at the Redner's Event Center. So if anyone is interested, please drop by there. Tomorrow, all three of us, together with Jeremy Saborowski from the Industrial Development Authority and Pam Mennett, who's our Director of Community and Economic Development, will be part of the Pub Global Trivia at Sly Fox Tap House from 5 to 8 p.m. And that is in support of the Alan Miller Scholarship Fund for Berks County students planning on majoring in international relations, global affairs, political science, or public administration. And we did get a challenge from Dave Barr from the city of Reading to participate. So we need to really prepare and do well at the event. So we're up to the challenge, Dave.
Hope you guys have been studying. Hope you guys have been studying.
I have, yep.
I've been watching Wheel of Fortune every night. Does that help?
I think probably not.
October 28th is the deadline to request a mail-in ballot. The deadline is at 5 p.m. on the 28th. We do have ballot drop boxes open at 3 locations. For more information, visit the county's website under the Election Services Department page for information on those 3 locations, where they're located and the times they're open as well. We already spoke about the Vetsgiving, so I'm not going to touch on that. We also spoke about the budget impasse. Just want to let everyone know that touches real lives. It's not just numbers that the state or federal government put together, but there are real lives being affected in many, many different ways by this state budget and federal budget impasse. So I'd encourage everyone to reach out to your state and federal legislators and the administrations to let them know that they need to get this budget passed. And as I said before, we have an elections board meeting at 11 o'clock. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll move now to Commissioner Dante Santoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I know, as was stated, we have a meeting, so I'll get through this fairly quickly. Just a couple things that I attended that I want to give some shout outs to some Berks Countyans. On behalf of the commissioners, I was I spoke, I gave the welcoming remarks to the Be Wise conference the other day at the DoubleTree. It's a conference that sponsored. We're a sponsor, the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission. It's a regional conference that talks about utility assistance, mortgage issues. It's what they call a train the trainer. So a lot of different social organizations are there, and the PUC provides lots of information for them to take back to their communities. So I was able, on behalf of the board, to give the opening remarks there. Also, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I participated in an event that Safe Berks had, the Silent Witness March and dedication that started at their facility down on Chestnut Street, and we walked up to the Reading Area Community College Miller Center and had a ceremony and a dedication where some people got up that were directly affected by domestic violence. It was very moving, a very emotional ceremony that I was honored and privileged to be a part of. Also at the Alvernia President's Dinner, just want to mention a couple award winners that were there that night. The 2 big awards. I'm not going to go through all the awards. The 2 biggest awards, the College Town Award went to the Why Missing Foundation for all the things that they've provided through the many, many years that they've been servicing Berks County. And the Franciscan Award, which is the top award given from Alvernia every year, was given to Kim and Kevin Murphy. Of course, Kevin is with the Berks Community Foundation. Kim is retiring from Berks Nature, so very deserving. I want to give Kim and Kevin a shout out. Congratulations to Mr. Ziegler on his attainment of the Bronze Star. It was a great ceremony yesterday. October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so I want to make people aware of that. Another couple things real quick. Lynn and I participated in Communities in Schools Experience, which is a organization that provides resources to local school districts. Reading's one of the ones that get the services. Fleetwood and Antietam are others, but it provides services for at-risk students and helps those kids with their attendance needs and their academic needs. And it's a great program. I encourage people to take a look at that as well. Tonight's event is the Shirk Awards, BCTV, and I just want to give a shout out to a couple award winners there. The Eugene Shirk Community Builder Award is going to go to Dave and Kathy Myers. Many of you know Dave Myers, who does some things here with the county. The 2025 Community Building Institution Award is going to the Reading School District, and the 2025 Community Media Award is going to the League of Women Voters of Berks County. And the last thing I have is I know that the World Series starts on Saturday, and we really don't have any rooting interest because it's Toronto versus Los Angeles. But if you're looking for a team to root for, we have a local young man, a rookie, graduated from Boyertown High School. His name is Trey Savage, and he pitches for the Toronto Blue Jays. They haven't announced what game he's going to be pitching, but I suspect he'll pitch one of the first few games. So I'm rooting for Toronto because Trey's on the roster. So, and plus, we don't want the Dodgers to keep winning, do we?
No, we don't.
Mr. Chairman, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The first item, I'm going to share my screen. See if this comes up. Okay. So I wanted to let everyone know our public relation officer reminded me when he went out and brought a copy of the magazine. The Berks First magazine just came out. Number of great articles. There's an article about the Disselfink at the Heritage Center that has been repainted in part through financial help and support of the Reading and Berks County Visitors Bureau. Article on mental health awareness. Another article on our park system. You look inside, it's great content, and I want to encourage people. This is not a competitor to Berks County Living or any other magazine. This has been done solely for the purpose of getting Berks County government information out to our residents. It goes to approximately